Charles. A precarious and dangerous security situation exists in Pakistan today, and it demands the attention of the peace-loving democratic world, because the establishment of this mercenary garrison outpost is the worst human rights violator and exporter of terrorism. Pakistan, by its very inherent nature, never deserved the right to be a member of the Community of Nations, because it has never been more than a mercenary outpost, and even in the position it is, no longer viable for the proliferation of powers centers within. Pakistan is reaping the crop, the seed it sowed in 1947, by promoting religion as a replacement for the old historical and cultural bonds among people. The real harvest is yet to come. The strategic assets that it created and nurtured to achieve the fantasy of strategic depth in Afghanistan and the subjugation of the entire Kashmir, the chickens have come home to roost. The sectarian violence and the war against education progress has amply proved by blowing up schools and killing of health workers on polio eradication programs. The minorities, whether religious or national, are persecuted and harassed by none other than the mafias that hold sway, and when they don't want to dirty their hands, they assign the task to their proxy death squads. Apart from the religious Lashkar-e-Jangvi and the Jamaat-ul-Dawa and the Haqqanis, it has the death squads operating against Baluch nationalists in Baluchistan. It has to be understood that Pakistan is not only a threat to the people within its unnatural boundaries, but also to the world peace and stability. Some naive analysts are in the habit of saying that there is a danger of Pakistani nukes falling into the wrong hands. They do not realize that these are already in the wrong hands. Those wrong hands are the hands of the strategic depth Islamic glory-seeking Pakistan army. The best and most effective antidote to the poison being spewed and spread by Pakistan and its rulers is an independent, democratic, secular Baluchistan. Only a strong Baluchistan can counter the threat of spreading scourge of terrorism that emanates from Pakistan. The security and peace of the entire region and the world is threatened by Pakistan. The sooner this is realized, the better prospects there are of securing a stable and prosperous region. Although Hazaras are being ethnically cleansed by the Pakistani army, it is its resources and the suppression of the Baluch which is at the forefront. In fact, it promotes the sectarian killers by proliferating madrasas and providing them lands and funds. An independent Baluchistan is the anathema for Pakistan and China, as both eye its resources, landmass and coast. It is an essential part of their strategic aims, because an independent Baluchistan would leave them stranded. The Baluch people are up against vicious enemies shown of decency and morality. For an independent Baluchistan, there has to be concrete efforts from the entire Baluch spectrum of society. All struggles have different aspects, but these have to be a definite unity on the question of independence. An ostrich-like attitude from the Western governments only encourages Pakistani junta to violate human rights of those living there with impunity, to create mayhem in the region with proxy warfare in Afghanistan and Kashmir, to allow terrorists to use its resources and territory for terror-related incidents worldwide. Closing eyes to this criminal behavior of Pakistani excesses simply makes them complicit in the crime. Pakistan lives in the illusion of past glories created by distortion of history. They have nothing to do with present or future. Their single-point agenda is to Islamize the world, and the only option open to them is terrorism and the sponsorship of terrorism internationally. All terror-related incidents have been traced back to Pakistan, allowing the prevailing situation to persist in Pakistan. It is an invitation to disaster and turmoil in the region and the world. Without Baluchistan, Pakistan will be unable to survive, and moreover, China will not be able to gain a foothold in the region. My contention is that if we want peace in the region and in the world, then we should support the concept of an independent Baluchistan. I appeal to all the Baluch to unite effectively to challenge Pakistan's evil designs. Without unity, the purpose of the Baluch path to freedom would be very difficult. I also appeal to the democratic and the free world that it should understand its obligations towards the nation of Baluchistan and the Baluch people. Thank you.